That was it. Because, like, the whole episode, like, they kept going to commercial break and an interview with special guest, CHAKA Khan. And it was literally just her being like, I have a new song out. Please listen to it.
I love it when Rue gets, like, jazzed up about guests, but I actually like it more when Rue gets annoyed with guests. Like when Courtney Love was on. Everything Courtney Love said, you could just see Rue like...
Courtney Love was... I mean, she was more lucid than I've seen her before. But that's still kind of... She was still lucid for Courtney Love.
Yeah.
You know? It's just like...
Well, you have to know, bringing Courtney Love on your show, you are going to get those responses where it's half drunk, half awake.
I was hoping it was like full drunk, like 1990s VMA.
That would
Courtney
make me
Love,
so
where she's like throwing tampons at Madonna.
Madonna was so mad.
she was just with her big ponytail and her fake British accent. She's like, oh, she's such low class.
And it's like, honey, you're not British.
Girl, shut up.
Girl.
I remember watching that live on TV.
I remember it too. We are old.
That's so crazy.
It's okay. It's okay.
I love that episode though because Mitch watched it with us and like he made a joke about because they lip synced to a whole Celebrity Skin and he was like, "Oh, who wrote this? I love this song."
And that was me.
Was it you?
That was me. And
well,
then
you
Mitch
both were
chimed
cracking
in.
me up because like.
That's what happens. Anytime I say something funny, Mitch will be like, "Oh yeah," and he'll like add on to it, and then everyone's like, "Mitch is so funny."
Well,
and I'm
you
like,
both are funny.
I was like, "I said that."
You
Scusi.
Well, I think it's funny that like Mitch gets really into the show.
Yeah, it's awesome.
He really does. Like he'll come downstairs and Erin will be like, "We're watching Drag Race, honey." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever."
And then he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go sit on the bed."
And then something funny will happen. He'll be like, like he'll have the biggest laugh.
Like he'll be quiet the entire show, then all of a sudden, oh!
He loves it with RuPaul puns. He loves it.
He loves puns. Mitch like adores it. His entire family has pun-offs. To where they try to one-up each other on puns. And since Rue is the pun queen, it just makes sense that Mitch would belly laugh the entire time.
Every time there's a pun.
Every time there's a pun. Every time. Oh,
it's
girl.
so funny.
It is so funny. It's just nice because you'll forget he's there. That he's watching the show too. Because he's always in behind us.
Yeah.
Sitting on the bed while we're sitting on the chairs. And then... Right, Mitch?
Yeah, he's at war with the Germans on some game right now.
He's pretending he didn't hear me.
We're talking shady smack about
you. And how cute your beard is.
So shady.
So shady.
Owned.
Oh, gosh, I'm the best at shade throwing. Oh, look at those glasses. They make your eyes look so nice.
Yeah.
I'm not good at shade. I'm not good at it.
You cute, nice person.
How dare you be so cute? That's how I throw shade. I kill it with kindness. But back to Dusty Ray Bottoms. So, first episode, what did you think of Dusty's dollar outfit?
So we're just gonna
dive right in on Dusty.
We're just gonna rate our old pal. What was it? It was I remember.
Had a cone on his head.
It was the cone Tin Man thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't my favorite.
It wasn't my favorite
real.
either.
You know, I mean, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't my favorite. You know.
Yeah.
It did kind of give me high school flashbacks of like doing Wizard of Oz. Who was he in Wizard of Oz?
He was.
Was he?
I think he was a flying monkey.
No.
He was a Winky Guard.
A Winky Guard.
He was a Winky Guard. No. Yes, he was a Winky Guard. I was about to say no. He was Tin Man. Then I was like, no, that was Casey. Oh. Yeah, I think he was a Winky Guard, and an Aussian.
We were Aussians. There's lots of pictures of me.
I had a terrible hat.
I did too.
Yeah.
And it didn't stay on my head. And they gave me like a gold vest that was not my size.
Yeah.
It was Velcro, so like mid-scene, it would just pop open.
That was always my favorite.
I could never keep it close. I was It's funny because I was very openly homosexual in high school.
Yes.
I was the Tin Man polisher.
Yes, that was
And
so
I
funny.
had kind of a crush on Casey, who was
I
the Tin Man.
remember.
And they were like, "Go polish Casey." And I'm like, "Oh."
You're
okay.
like, don't mind if I do.
That was on purpose, wasn't it? Yeah.
Where did you polish him? Was it his thighs?
Actually, it was just like his shoulders or something. I was stupid.
Was it still erotic?
Not really. I was
There's a lot of people watching.
listening.
What?
Watching.
Yeah.
Oh, we're talking about the play. I'm talking about whatever.
Yes.
I was very naive in high school. I've told you about some weird shit that has happened backstage at those plays to me
Yes.
from other guys
Yes.
that at the time I was like, well, what's going on? And then now looking back as an adult that has had sexual relations, I was like, they were trying to get me to do stuff.
You
with
know
them.
they were. I just remembered who Dustin actually was.
Who?
What's Auntie M's husband? Uncle...
Uncle... I don't know. Uncle M. Uncle Eddie. Wow.
Why can't I remember this?
I don't remember.
Dang. It's not gonna come. But yes. Yes. I just remember, like, that entire play. Okay, so, I was an Aussian. I was the property manager. So I put all the props out. I was a set.
Oh, I thought you, like, did a backstory for your...
I was a property
was a
manager.
real estate agent.
I sold people things. It was great. I was...
There's some doors happening.
Yep. I was a set decorator. I was a munchkin wrangler, which sounds terrible. We had a bunch of little kids, and I had to herd them. It was like herding cats.
Yeah.
And then I was also the Wicked Witch of the East. So I got to be the feet
you got
that
to be the
rolled up.
feet.
It was awesome.
Nessa. That's who she is in Wicked.
That's who I was.
Nessa.
I was Nessa. I was the real victim.
Yeah. She got hit by a house.
I got hit by a
And
house
if
for
you're
that
going by
stupid Dorothy.
The Wicked timeline, she was also disabled.
Yeah, so...
She's like, I'm just in my wheelchair.
Don't hurt me!
Actually, I think it's been a while since I've seen the play. I think she was actually really evil.
Oh, was she?
I don't know. It's
think
been
she
a
was.
while.
I don't think she was evil.
It's been a while since I've seen it. Something
But
happened.
the girl just wanted her sister's shoes.
She did.
That always made me mad. Even
yeah,
before
'cause-
Wicked came out, like, I was just like, just give her her
Yeah,
shoes.
the shoes made her walk.
They were in the will. They were in the will to go to the Wicked Witch of the West.
Yeah.
Dorothy, girl.
Yeah.
She stole those.
I'm gonna be real. I don't remember most of that runway. The Drag Race,
Oh!
the episode.
The only part that I actually remember is Dusty.
Well, see, the only part that we remember is Dusty because, like, we actually know him. But,
Yeah.
Like, so
Well,
we're just
actually,
like,
the
that's
part-
somebody we went to school with.
The part I remember is the cone.
It was like he had the silver cone, and he had the kind of like the
There was
long
something flappy
silver jacket
for a skirt.
but like he also had like kind of fishnets on in the back. It wasn't my favorite.
It wasn't my favorite either. But Dusty made up for it in the next episode.
Well, see, I like
Big
how
time.
he handled his criticism, though.
That's true. He handled it with a lot of humility and took everything that Michelle said very seriously. Like, she didn't want him to have the polka dots all over his face, even though that's his signature move.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, well, next time I come out, I will not have polka dots, even though that's his signature, which I thought was very, well, he still had a couple little dots, but it was just around his
Yeah.
eyes. But I thought that was very admirable of him to not clap back as, well, what's her name? Oh, what's her name? What's her name?
Which one? There's a couple that clap back a lot. The Asian one?
Yes. What is it?
U-Haul?
Yeah.
U-Haul?
U-Haul.
U-Haul?
U-Ha.
U-Ha Mizaki.
You.
Yuwa.
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 Hamasaki.
Yuwa Hamasaki. That's a Japanese name.
Yeah,
It's not
well, 'cause
correct.
Remember, she walked in. She was like, "I'm Chinese," and Miss Cracker was like, "I thought you were Japanese," and she was like, "You're not a real woman either."
It's true.
That's cute.
It's true. She can be
That was
whoever she
cute.
wants. But yes. But what was I saying? Why was I? Why
He
was I
handles
bringing up
criticism
Yuha?
very well,
Yes.
and he still does, which is interesting because, like, in school he probably wouldn't have, but like he was a teenager, he was juggling a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Now, like I was telling you earlier, I was on Instagram. I saw somebody was trying to come for him in his comments saying that Michelle said that you shouldn't wear dots, so stop wearing dots. Should be your signature. Don't wear dots. And then he was just like, but look how far it's gotten me. Thank you for your input. Mm-hmm. Like he didn't attack. He just said thanks.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people commenting on him being the nice queen, and I agree with that.
I think he's had a journey, but
yes,
I think he's settled at a good place now, and I think that's admirable.
I agree. I agree 100%. Because, I mean, like, even on the first episode, he was out there, and he was like, I'm looking for the booger!
That was rude. Because they were like, well, if you can't tell who the booger is.
Yeah, but anyway,
the boogers.
But Dustin, like on the very first episode, was like, I was looking for the booger and I didn't see it,
And they're like, if you can't see the booger, that means you are the booger.
I didn't like that because he was being sweet. It's like,
I know.
Be nice to Dusty. Be nice. I'm very protective of my friends, and I'm one of those people that, like, if somebody's being made fun of, immediately I'm like, I'm gonna go to their defense.
Well, I mean, same. Like, it's. I've mentioned this before the last time we talked about it. Mm-hmm. We didn't have the best relationship in high school, but it was because he was going through a lot of shit. Yeah. And, I guess he kept me at arm's length, which is sad, but, I really kind of wanted to be his friend. Yeah. And now he seems just happy and free, which is great. So.
There's a lot of growth.
I was a little apprehensive at first, but when I've seen how happy. Honestly, low-key, I've been watching his drag career for a couple of years now. Yeah. I remember when I first heard he was doing drag, I immediately looked him up. And I saw one of his performances where it was really interesting. Like, he was doing like a Broadway show, or not a show, but like a lip-sync performance. Mm-hmm. And he had a book, and he just opened it.
Oh, that's
fire!
That's Devil Cry when he did Madonna.
I was like, wow. Yeah. That was interesting.
He was doing Madonna that day. It's her song called Devil Cry, and he opens up a Bible, and the Bible catches on fire.
Yeah, well, that was really cool. Yeah. But anyway, like as I was saying, like I know, like maybe in school we didn't have the best history, but like now, like I see how happy he is. Yeah. And I'm happy for him because like I understand. He went through a lot of shit. Yeah.
Well, see, that was the Dustin I always saw. Like I always saw happy, sweet Dustin, but you and I have talked about this before. Yeah. Is I put people at ease. You know what I mean? Like, people feel very comfortable and calm around me. Like, they can just be themselves. And so, with you being so open about who you are, it was probably really difficult for him to accept you because he couldn't accept himself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because in school, people that don't know, I was really, really just trying to represent, I don't know, gayness in general, but
100% gay all the time. The only gay in the village.
I really kind of was, though. I wasn't really, but like I was the only one that was brave enough to, and I'm not saying like you guys are cowards. I'm not saying that. I understand when you're young, especially.
You were the only one that came forward.
I was the only one that came forward. Right. And I was the only one that really kind of was marching to my own pride parade in school. Right. I always wore ridiculous outfits, and nail polish and Jessica Simpson lip gloss, which Erin got for me.
That's right, I did.
Yeah. But, like, I understand that for some of the people that were closeted, it made them a little uncomfortable because they were struggling with that, which it's fine. Now, I understand that now as an adult. Yeah. Back then, it hurt my feelings. Right. Because...
And, I mean, it's completely understandable that it would hurt your feelings. You know?
Because, I mean... I had my suspicions. Yeah. I did. We've gone over the live journal entries. I did have a crush on him. And whenever he was mean to me, I would cry on live journal about it.
He would.
I would. And I remember, like, there was this, there was a time, like, right after we both graduated high school that we briefly worked at Kohl's together. Yeah. And, like, I was supposed to train him, but, like, I was so still sad and upset about everything that I couldn't really look him in the eye.
Right.
And I regret that because I feel like he probably took that.
Didn't your
harder.
old boyfriend say something?
Yeah, well, he was very loudmouthed. And
Yeah.
because like I was telling him how sad I was
Yeah.
that we had this rough relationship in the high school, and he was just like, "Wow, he's ugly," blah, blah, blah. Like he was just loud, and I was like, "Shut up." And so like so I think that kind of because like shortly thereafter he defriended me on Facebook. I was like, "Oh, that was not my intention at all. Like I was just trying to tell somebody that I cared about how sad I felt."
Because there was a lack of relationship.
Yeah, because like I really did want to be his friend.
Right.
I did,
Right.
And we had some nice little friendship moments in school.
Right.
Like I remember there was a couple times where I would go to McDonald's and bring back a bunch of chicken nuggets. He would show up, "Hey, give me some chicken nuggets." I'd be like, "Okay, yeah, here."
I remember two things that could ever be considered a little strifing,
Yeah.
One of them was we were both standing in front of each other, and he said, "My belly button's here. Where is your belly button?" I told you about this.
Yeah.
And I was like, "It's here." And he goes, "Your belly button is not in the middle of your tummy. You have a physical problem. You are deformed." And I was like, "What?"
I think he was joking. I just think that was one of those things where it was just like, it was a bad delivery, and also you were a teenage girl who's like, "What?
But my belly button." No, I thought it was. I actually laughed about it, and I was like, "Oh."
And then you were just later, you're like, "Oh,
Then afterwards, I was like looking at my belly button, and I was like, "It is to the side.
weird.
What's
My
wrong
belly
with my
button."
belly button?" Boo.
But
And
yeah.
then the other thing was I had a boyfriend at the time that cheated on me, and he said, "Oh, well, you know the reason he cheated on you, right?" And I was like, "No," and he goes, "Because you wouldn't have sex with him."
But see, like,
And I was like, "It's probably true."
see, that's not him being mean. That's him. That's
completely honest.
That's him being the sassy gay friend he wanted to be, but he
Right.
couldn't be.
He could be that with me.
Like, because I would say that too.
It's true.
And I would have.
It's true. But he wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
He wasn't wrong. And I'm glad I didn't do it with that mofo.
Oh,
He sucked.
He's a jerk.
I hated that guy.
Her ex-boyfriend, not Dustin.
Yeah. Dustin was completely fine.
Yeah. As we keep going on about Dustin, it's just because, like, he was a large part of our high school experience.
He was. We were around him all the time.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, we saw the theater kids more than we saw our families.
It's true.
Except for maybe you, because your family was also kind of like in the theater kids. Because your dad did all the photography, and so he was always around. Like, we would just turn a corner and be like, "Oh, it's Erin's dad." He's just
Never
on
got a
camera.
break. I never got a break. If I tried to do anything like on my own, my parents were like, "Oh, I'm going to volunteer and be in there," and I was like, just let me be by myself for like 5 seconds.
And my parents...
That actually came to a point, like a bubbling point at prom that year, because I didn't want my parents. I told them, "Please do not volunteer at prom. I just want to go to prom and have fun with my friends." I was going with you.
Okay.
You were my prom date.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, guess what, Erin? We signed up. We're going to be chaperones."
I remember now because, okay, I was your prom date, but, like, you were dating what's-his-face at the time?
The bad, awful guy.
The douche.
Yeah. And he refused to go to prom with me.
He refused to go to prom with you,
because
so I
he
had to
didn't
go to-
want to be seen with me.
So I had to go to prom with you.
You had to.
I mean,
You're breaking my heart, Travis. I'm just kidding.
You know what I mean.
No, I know.
Not like
Yeah.
it was a burden.
Right. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
You
kidding.
were probably the only person I would have gone to prom with anyway. I would have gone stag
Yeah.
if I didn't go with you.
Hex yes. Hex yes. But yeah, he didn't want to be seen with me. And I was like, "Oh, thank you."
He's kind of a jerk.
He wasn't very nice. And then I got another one of our, well, I'm not going to call them a friend.
For her.
She wanted to leave and go be with her boyfriend. And she asked me
Is
to
this
come.
fancy?
Huh?
Is this fancy?
It's totally fancy.
Fancy.
Fancy wanted me to leave with her because she didn't want to be the only one that was lame and left prom. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll go with you. So I left with her and her boyfriend, and then my boyfriend at the time and then a couple other people were at some hotel, and we went to this hotel, and I was like, this is stupid. And Fancy left me.
I don't remember this because I would have been with you.
Yeah, Fancy left me at the hotel. And then I couldn't get them to take me home. So instead of me getting to go home, guess where I got to be the entire night long?
Hotel?
No. They decided they wanted to go to the park.
Ew.
Yeah, in downtown Louisville, the park.
Was this after prom?
Mm-hmm. This was after prom. And I sat in this park by myself, them running around doing whatever. It was terrifying.
Okay, because I didn't go to this because I probably got picked up at after prom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awful. It was so awful. And I didn't want to, like, text my parents because I didn't want to tell them, hey, so-and-so left me, and now I'm stuck.
I 100% would have. I would be like, these shady bitches left me so they can go have sex in the bushes.
Yeah.
I don't want to be raped.
Yeah. So, literally, he just left me in, like, a play castle and went and hung out with one of his friends over in the corner, whatever they were doing. I found a baby duck, though. That was pretty cool.
Ugh.
That's the bright side. I found a baby duck and I met a drag queen. She was dressed like Marilyn.
Great. I bet you I know who it is, too. I don't think they do drag anymore. I don't remember their name, but I know who it is.
Perhaps. I don't know. But I just remember I was just like, oh, Marilyn's here.
Yeah.
And I just walked up and I said, are you Marilyn? I just remember the boy that I was dating at the time, he said something really snarky afterwards about Marilyn, and I was like, shut up. That was like the only time that I got super peeved off. Because I wasn't really somebody that would like really mouth off to people at that time. Now I mouth off all the time because I just don't care. But at that time, yeah, he had it coming. Yeah. But I found a duck. That was great.
Found a duck and a drag queen.
A duck and a drag queen.
Speaking of drag queens.
Back to what we were talking about.
Oh, I mean, like, let me finish my thought here. Like I was saying, I know we're talking a lot about Dustin, and I've been thinking about a lot of this for like about the better part of 10 years. Mm-hmm. I hate the way that, we kind of ended in school. Right. So I've always just wanted to kind of like give that.
The olive branch and the peace dove.
Because at the end of the day, I did like him.
Yeah, I know you did.
I'm not saying just because I had like a little bit of a crush on him. Like, I liked him as a person.
Yeah, I know you did. I know you did.
I did.
I feel like there was actually a mutual liking there. Mm-hmm. But I think things got in the way. Yeah. Personally.
So if he ever listens, I do care about you. I do. And I do wish you the best. Yeah. I really do.
And I do. There you go. Yeah. There you go. I used to feed him my Taco Bell all the time.
Yeah, I used to feed him chicken nuggets.
Here's my Taco Bell. Here you go. Taco Bell just had Hep A.
Oh, God.
The 1 year.
Yeah. So,
we're going to go on a tangent here for a second.
This is
tangent.
If you listen to our podcast, you know that we go on tangents.
This is going to be a huge tangent.
Dustin, if you are listening, beware if you do come back home. Because there's a weird hepatitis outbreak going on right now.
I don't know why.
I don't know, just about like a couple weeks ago, everybody just started getting hepatitis.
People, wash your freaking hands.
And, there's one at, like, White Castle. There's one at Taco
it's hepatitis
Bell.
A, just so people know, which is the least invasive one, but it's viral. And people can get it through, like, poop being on their hands and saliva and stuff. Wash your freaking hands.
Yeah. Luckily, I'm a hermit and I haven't been going out lately.
Yeah. Well, Mitch and I have been to 2 different places that later found out that someone had Hep A there. So I'm just kind of like, do I have Hep A?
The news here is having a field day with it.
They're fear-mongering.
Like I said, yeah, they're fear-mongering because, like, it's like, oh, there was hepatitis at the White Castle. If you ate here between these dates, you probably have it. Tune in at 11.
Go get a shot. And I'm like, does that shot have cancer in it?
Yeah.
That's immediately what I think. I'm like, you're going to put the zombie virus in my skin, and I don't like it. Yeah. So the first one that said that they had Hep there was Bob Evans. We ate at Bob Evans during the time that they said there was Hep A. I do not I have not had any light-colored poopies.
No.
I have not felt sick to my belly. I'm okay. Then the Taco Bell popped up. No. Then it was Tomo, which is like a Japanese little place, so you can go and you get some sushi. Yum, yum, yum. One of the workers there. And then Kroger. 2 of the workers at Kroger had hep. And then Taco Bell had hep. And we ate at Taco Bell twice in the time that the hep person worked there. So every 5 minutes, Mitch and I, anytime that we're like tired or something, we're like, you got that hep? You got that hep, baby?
It's so morbid, but it's the weirdest. Like, I've never heard of this happen before.
I have no idea.
Well, at least in our area, it's just an outbreak of hepatitis.
I don't know.
So weird.
Like,
so,
what even starts it?
I don't know.
Like, what? I mean, I know it comes from duty.
Some gross person didn't wash their hands.
Yeah, it comes from people's livers, and then it can attack livers. So, if you do have signs, please, if you're in the Louisville area and you're listening to this, if you have light-colored poops and your stomach's upset and you're really tired...
Circling it back to Drag Race.
Maybe...
If you're a queen that has come across this podcast because we tag at Drag Race and you are going to be touring through the Louisville area...
Yes, please wash your hands.
Get your hepatitis shots, probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the CDC's actually telling people if they're coming through this area to get the shot.
That's crazy.
I know. So please, all of our drag queen friends, if you're coming through and you're going to perform at play,
friends, whatever.
Please, I'm going to call them friends. Please get your shot. For we do not want you to have liver issues.
I know.
Thank you.
We don't want you to come through and then leave and then be like, that time I went to Louisville, I got hepatitis, and then none of the drag queens come back because we love drag queens.
Aww.
That would be sad.
That would be so sad.
Yeah.
Bendela's coming.
She is. Bendela and Shangela are coming back to back.
Those are my 2 favorites.
They're coming back to back. Derby weekend.
It's so expensive.
It is so expensive.
But I want to go.
You know, like I said, in the positive, if for a derby party, $20 a person's not bad.
It's not bad.
But it is expensive for poor people like us.
I know, but I would love to see.
We have a patron, so you can donate stuff.
Patreon. Oh wait, our Patreon. It's not Patreon.
I could set up we have a Patreon. I just haven't set up stuff on it.
Well, we should just start putting out all kinds of videos in front of a green screen.
We should, because that would be our Patreon exclusive stuff.
Be like, look at us doing stupid crap. It'd be great. But yeah, I want to go meet Bendela. And I want to go meet Shangela. You know, the Ellas.
The Ellas. What were we even talking about?
We were talking about Rupaul's Drag Race.
I know, but what were we even talking about before we went on the hepatitis tangent? We were talking about Dustin, and then we were talking about we were going to the episodes.
Oh, yes.
So we were on episode 1 30 minutes later.
We stopped talking about episode 1.
Because then we talked about Dustin, and then we talked about prom, and then we talked about hepatitis.
Yes.
And now we're
now we're going to go to episode 2. So, hold on, let me look at what episode 2 was, because I have a terrible memory. I actually had to ask Travis, I was like, no, remind me what happened on each one of these episodes.
Well, we had to watch it again.
Yeah.
We had to watch the latest episode, but like...
I'm having a lot of trouble learning people's names.
But see, that's not your fault, because this season, they cast a bunch of people that look alike.
It's true!
So, it's just, they're either a tall, skinny, blonde girl... or they're a bald black drag queen.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the two, like, I mean, there's only a couple that kind of stick out.
Right.
Like, I mean, we knew who Dusty was.
Dusty was one of them.
Well,
Dusty
I mean, I think for us, that's just because we know him.
Right, that's true.
But for other people, he would just be another tall blonde drag queen.
I guess that's true.
But, like, Eureka, she stuck out.
Eureka sticks out. Blair sticks out.
Blair sticks out because she's a child.
She's a tiny little babe.
She reminds
She's
me...
She's a very sexy babe.
That wasn't her challenge.
No, it wasn't.
But she reminds me of Alfalfa from Little Rascals.
Yeah. She, there was some sort of... maybe the Gerber baby a little bit. Like, it's just a small little baby.
Or Little Debbie.
Oh, that's who it was! It was
Little Debbie. Because if you put like a little bonnet and a little wig on him, just without makeup, he's Little Debbie.
Just totally Little Debbie.
Little Debbie. It's got that little smile.
It's just so little precious.
Yeah.
There are times I'm just watching and I'm like, you've got your bra on, but you're so little. And it looks like you should be wearing a training bra.
I know.
And I'm not trying to say this to sound mean.
It's just so
it's
young
so
looking.
little.
And like you go on her Instagram and like she's always posting pictures of her boyfriend. I'm just like, do I need to call the cops?
Yeah.
Because her boyfriend's probably the same age as her.
Probably.
But he looks like he's 10 years older.
Right. She's just so stinking cute and little.
I like
and
Blair.
I like Blair too.
She's from Indy.
Yeah, it's true. She's close by. Didn't she say that she gets to go to church and drag? Or is that somebody else?
She said her family's religious. I think it was Monet that said.
Oh, that's who it was. You're right.
She does pastor things in drag.
Right. That conversation actually leads into Dusty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've kind of touched on it though
Have
already. Talking about the stuff that he went through.
No, we didn't.
We didn't talk in detail.
Yeah. Do you want to talk in detail about it? Because we don't have to.
Well, we can, but like, I don't want to feel like we're just like, oh, let's talk about Dusty's trauma. No,
yeah. Let's move on from that.
I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that because you know what? That is his to talk about,
Yeah.
and it's his story, and I don't feel like we're going to add anything to it.
Yeah.
I feel like we could take away from it, and I want him to be able to own it.
Yeah. Plus, we've kind of known about it a little bit for years,
Yeah.
and like he's already put it out there. So like, whatever, it's his story to tell. I don't want
to harp on it.
I don't want to be Dr. Phil exploity about it. You know, I don't want to be like, hey, Shelley Duvall.
Oh, or Nicholas Brendan.
Oh yeah.
I did not like how he treated Nicholas Brendan.
Dr. Phil's a douche.
I hate Dr. Phil. Like that. He's not even a real doctor. Stop going to him.
He's not even a real Phil.
His name is Tom.
Is it?
I don't know what his name is.
It's probably Phil, but it just sounded good.
It did sound really good.
But anyway,
I'm gonna say his name is Tom though. Dr. Tom Phil.
Major Tom.
Dr. Tom to Major Phil. Anyway, so the second episode they did a pharmaceutical
Yes.
commercial. A commercial or a song?
It was like a musical infomercial
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
I will say they do a challenge like this about the second episode every season.
Yeah.
I always hate it because most of the time the music is bad, it's clunky, the lip syncing is usually terrible, and it's just a clusterfuck most seasons.
Right.
And I don't like it.
I thought Dusty's group did really well.
Dusty's group did well. I think they did better than the group that won.
I think so too, and it kind of shocked me that they didn't win. Mm-hmm. Was it Vixen's group that won?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm not a big fan of Vixen, but I think it's because she's got so many walls up and she lashes out at people before they can hurt her.
I know. I understand where she's coming from with some stuff. Because like that's the main argument going on between Drag Race fans right now is that Vixen's arguments are valid.
Right.
A lot of times people will take like a fierce black competitor and portray them in the narrative of, oh, they're just an angry black person.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy with her. Because she kind of bullies people into that.
Yes.
And so, and then I hate feeling like I hate saying stuff like that, but she kind of does play the whole race thing because like you can't talk back to her because if you talk back to her, you're a racist.
Yeah.
Which that's very touchy but at the same time, I get what she's saying.
Right.
It is valid. It's a valid conversation to have.
Right.
I just wish she would be open to conversation instead of screaming.
Yeah.
That's my take on it.
Right. Well, I think we don't know Vixen's entire backstory, and I am seeing what I have seen of Vixen tells me that Vixen has been hurt a lot. And I feel like she's lashing out quite a bit because of it. And I'm hoping that someday she kind of gets her piece, because right now I don't think she's got it. And I think maybe this experience, maybe if she watches it back, or maybe just her big fight that she had with Eureka, maybe those things will help her see that maybe she doesn't have to lash out at people so harshly. You know?
Well, I mean, we haven't we haven't been watching. I've been watching Untucked because
Yeah, I haven't seen the Untucked yet.
Aaron has not watched the Untucked because it's mostly fighting or talking shade, which it's very entertaining when it's fun.
Right.
But then you have moments where people are just screaming at each other, and Aaron's not a fan of negative shit.
I'm not.
So she hasn't been watching. I have. There's been a moment in one of the episodes where the other queens confronted Vixen, and they said, "You don't always have to be at a 10 when people are making comments at you. Yeah. You could meet them halfway." And then she just immediately started screaming and said, No, I will not. And then like the other queens were trying to calmly explain, but it introduces conflict that doesn't need to be there.
Yeah.
And she just kept going, and so they just kind of like, okay, you know, like she can't stop unless she decides that she's going to.
She's not ready yet.
So
it sounds like to me that she just doesn't trust people, and that's probably 100% where all that lashing out comes.
Yeah.
And see, that's always my stance, is anytime that I see someone that is lashing out a lot, I'm like, you have got a lot of pain in you.
Yeah.
You know, and I hope that maybe these things that the other girls are saying will kind of sink in, where they're like, hey, you don't always have to lash out. Maybe listen to what I'm saying. You know, you don't. Maybe, I mean, how did they handle it? Were they like, you don't need to be defensive? Were they yelling at her when they said
yelling.
It? Or?
It got to a point where Ms. Cracker got mad. And, like, she's usually pretty chill.
Yeah.
Like, she got mad enough that she slammed her hand on a table and her nail went flying. She was like, she's let me talk. And then after, like, she kind of like shocked with Vixen, because Ms. Cracker usually doesn't do anything.
Right, exactly.
And then after she gave her moment, then she calmly explained to her what she was trying to say. But I mean, it was just basically, I mean, they did try to handle it like calmly and explain it to her, like what was going on.
Yeah, well, I'm glad they did that, because, you know, it sounds like to me that Vixen is used to being talked over, so she's trying to be the loudest in the room so that she doesn't have to deal with what anybody else says negative about her. She's got a lot of walls. Yeah,
I do want to bring up the reason for that conversation.
Yes.
I'll be accused of leaving stuff out intentionally. I don't want to do that.
Okay.
They got into that conversation because Vixen approached Aquaria about her flip-flopping back and forth between the shady shit she was doing, and because, you know, she was talking a lot about Miss Cracker behind her back, but she wouldn't say it to her face.
And looking the same.
She wouldn't say it to her face, though. And so Vixen was like, just telling Cracker, like, this is what she's been saying.
Yeah.
And so then the Vixen was just playing Aquaria was just playing the victim.
Okay.
And, like, the conversation they were starting to have did start out calm.
Yeah.
And then Aquaria just started playing the victim, like the Taylor Swift. She just started crying, like, ah!
Sorry.
Yeah. And then that's what set Vixen off, because she was just like, why are you putting on an act right now? So I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I think she could probably handle it a little more eloquently.
Yeah. Well, the thing is there's cameras everywhere. Anything that you say is going to be on that camera. You know?
Yeah.
It's going to be on the playback. So whether or not somebody calls you on it, the person that you're talking crap about is still going to hear it. You know what I mean? So might as well just say it to their face, too, you know?
You're going to hear it eventually.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one thing that I feel like the girls need to realize, is that they need to kind of try to at least make peace with each other, because Drag Race is a golden ticket, and they're going to be working with these people for as long as they're relevant.
Right.
So probably a good couple of 10, 20 years, maybe.
Right.
Probably longer. I don't know. I don't know how long this crazy train is going to last, but it is going to be a while.
Right.
They're going to see these same people every day. Like, getting on the show means that you are now co-workers with these people for the rest of your life.
It's true.
So,
it's very true.
It's like what Asia was saying this last episode, you know? It's better to be cool with people and have a sisterhood than to put the competition ahead of it.
Now, I'm going to say something, though.
Mm-hmm.
She can't get mad at everybody else because she wanted to help everyone.
No, I understand that.
Like, she was yelling at everyone. And it's like, you can't give help without helping yourself first, number one. And then number two, if you're getting mad about giving help, I mean, your help, it's not actually help you're giving. You're wanting something in return. You know what I mean?
Well, I understand her point of view because she's a Southern drag queen that comes from... The Southern drag queens, they usually have families, like drag families, and everybody helps each other out.
Oh, so it's a different kind of culture there.
Yeah, she's coming into, like, whereas New York queens or like LA queens, they're usually on their own and making their own name. Whereas, like, Southern drag queens, they typically build families.
Right.
And so she's viewing it like a sisterhood, like it is.
That makes complete sense.
And she's
no wonder she got so upset. Okay, I get it.
She's coming in because, you know, that's what drag families do in the South. They're like, oh, you need me to hem your dress? Okay, I'll do it.
Right.
Like, it's just no question.
Right.
Whereas, like, in the bigger cities, it's
a lot of them are from
competitive.
New York.
Yeah.
So it's
they're very
different.
competitive, and they all have different styles of drag in New York.
Yeah.
So it's, like, I mean, they're competitive in the South, too, but it's in a different way.
Right. That makes sense. That makes so much more sense now.
Yeah.
Just knowing that she's more of a Southern pageant kind of thing. Okay, I get it. But yeah, I wonder if you can hear this. You can totally hear that.
Her butt on the ball. She's sitting on a yoga ball.
I'm trying to support my lumbar spine.
Her core.
My lumbar structure. My core. But yeah. But I actually really like Asia. And I want Asia to go...
too.
To go far. I really like her. Another one that I really like... Oh, who is it? I like Cracker.
I love Cracker.
Like, Cracker makes me laugh.
If anybody's been watching, I've been starting to do a lot of art lately, and I've drawn 2 pictures of Miss Cracker already.
She's hilarious.
She's funny. She reminds me a little bit of Trixie.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see a little bit of that. It's the humor.
It's a different type of humor, whereas Trixie's kind of like, you know, clown humor with a little bit of, like, Dolly Parton. Ms. Cracker's more like, you know, old Jewish Paris Hilton. That's how I describe her. She's like this tall and beautiful blonde, but she's like, I'm a Jewish woman.
I just really like her. And when she came out on this last episode and she looked just like Wendy from Wendy's, the restaurant. I lost it.
I'm not dressed as a pickle. I am a pickle.
That's what I mean, rolling. Oh, man.
Buy my new book. Deal with it.
I like that all she had to do was just take her coat off. And then she was a pickle. Like a real pickle. It was like on Family Guy when it's like, I'm not a horse, I'm a broom, and like unzips. What do you think about that? To be honest, I am surprised.
I like that it has, this show has like very surreal humor.
Yeah.
Sometimes, because like, you would expect it just to be all like just gay things, like yes, sparkles, yes, and it's very much that.
Yes.
But every now and then it goes into like ridiculous humor, like maybe even New Zealand style humor that you like
that pickle
so much.
That pickle thing is straight up New Zealand humor.
Like this episode of Botsy Rossi, and The Bachelor.
I seriously would watch all of those shows. Like, RuPaul just needs to branch out and just start making all of these shows that she's putting little snippets on her show. Mm-hmm. Because I would be watching them 24/7 because I have nothing better to do with my life and they make me happy.
You know what they should do? They should do like a sketch comedy show.
They should.
And just like rotate the cast with different queens for different seasons
out. Oh,
out.
please and thank you.
That would be so cool.
Please and thank you.
And then just do more sketches like that, like Bachelor.
Oh, it'd make me so happy.
Or like do a snatch game every episode.
Snatch game is the best. When Bindala was freaking Maggie Smith, I could not handle it.
They can't go anywhere. There's alcohol now without saying libation.
Citrus. Can you believe it? My word. Citrus in your libation.
I like how much Mitch loves that too.
I love it so much. I said it like 4 times, and she was like, "What are you talking about?
What's wrong with you, Erin?
Are you okay? You know that there's citrus in libations." And Erin, they call it alcohol now.
You don't get it.
I was like,
You don't get it, Mom.
I actually forgot she hadn't watched it with me because my mom would love this show.
She should. There are 10. Well, we're on season 10 now, and
Yeah.
there's 3 seasons of All Stars.
Yeah.
So if she wants to watch something, I don't think they're on any like popular streaming network.
They're not.
Except for. No, I don't even know if they're on.
They're not on Hulu, I know that, which I wish.
They were on Netflix for half a second, and they took them off, but they're still on Netflix like overseas, which is stupid.
Can you, like, get rid of your IP address and then
I don't
gank
know.
it?
You might be able to.
That's probably totally illegal. I didn't just mention this.
But like I don't think it's even on the World of Wonder app, which is the
Wow?
Yeah, that's the company that does the show.
Oh.
They have an app called the World of Wonder Plus app. I just did
Is it free? Because I won't download
Well, you
that.
can get a 30-day free subscription, but I just did it. I don't think it's on there.
It's okay. I'll just wait for you and we'll watch it together.
Legally,
because you pay for everything.
sure.
I haven't seen you not pay for anything ever. You're like, I am very rich. Look at all this money I give
wish.
everyone.
I wish.
I know, right? Me too.
Anyways, back to episode 2.
Anyways, yes. So episode 2, they had Dusty wore that amazing blazer.
Yes, that was his best outfit the whole season.
That was straight up Beetlejuice, and I
It was
just
like
loved it.
Beetlejuice meets like
Spice Girls?
Well, for me, do you remember that movie in the 80s? It had Sigourney Weaver and Melanie, what's her face?
Griffith?
Yes. And it was like, their like power suit. They wore power suits. All that. It was called Working Girl. And Sigourney Weaver was like, she was like, I'm 30 and I am the CEO of the company.
I haven't seen it, but I saw a spoof of it on Bob's Burgers.
Yes, well, all you need to know is like it reminded me of the kind of fashion in it, like the power blazer.
They had power blazers on in Bob's Burgers.
Yes.
Most of my 80s references comes from Bob's Burgers. I'm just kidding. I've seen them.
So weird because most of my 80s references actually come from 80s.
That's okay. I actually have I've watched most things in the 80s except for Working Girl, apparently.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to watch it.
It's
Whoa,
not
what was
like-
that?
I don't know. Something fell down. I'm not sure.
It was a boom. But anyway, Working Girl. Hey, Mitch, go check on that boom. Love you.
Like the
No, it was okay. Anyway.
This podcast is a mess.
It's amazing.
It's always a mess.
It
Welcome
is
to our
always a mess.
podcast.
Hey, there's something that fell upstairs.
She has like a lot of animals, so they're
do.
constantly knocking stuff over, and she's like, "What's that?"
It's a ghost! Speaking of ghosts, the moon came on. But anyway,
Did it?
back to what we were doing.
Okay.
Rupaul's Drag Race.
So Dusty's outfit was good.
Yes.
It was best drag. A lot of those decisions were very baffling to me because it's just like, that's your best drag, really?
Yeah.
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 So, who was it? Was it Monique that wore the Cookie Monster outfit? I think it was. Yeah. See,
I didn't get it at first. Like, I was just like, why does she have eyeballs on her
I
head?
got it, but like there's another queen that was on season 3 named Manila Luzon, and she's the half Filipino, so that's why her name's Manila Luzon, because those are cities in Philippines.
Nice.
Anyway, she wore a Cookie Monster outfit already, and it was better. And so that's why I was just kind of like, oh.
It's like Judy Jetson. Everybody
Yeah.
wants to be Judy Jetson.
Yeah, that's because in season 3 also, Shangela was originally on season 3, and they had a space runway, and she was like, my outfit is Judy Jetson hooker, or something like that. And so now every season, whenever there's something remotely spacey, they're like, Judy Jetson! She was a trendsetter.
She was.
She was.
Good job, Shangela. I like Shangela.
I did too.
She's very, very honest, and she's observant. That's what I like the most. She's like, she can see behind people's little walls, and she's like,
can. She's manipulative.
And then she talks about Game of Thrones.
She does too much. Oh my God. I've never seen a full episode of Game of Thrones.
I have not either. I watched the beginning, like 10 minutes of one, and then somebody's penis got cut off. And I was like, huh.
But I feel like I know all about it because of Shangela.
She tells you everything. Everything you need to know.
This is like the one time where Cersei was like the queen, and she was like, no, bitch. And then she cut off some guy's penis. This is exactly like that. But on the runway, ho. I don't know.
And instead of cutting off the penis, she put duct tape on it. Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Game
Daenerys.
of Thrones. Daenerys. Oh, man.
It was very accurate.
It was amazing. I love Shangela. Oh, she's so good. But, so... Episode 3?
Yeah.
Okay, episode 3 was the dating commercial.
Dating apps.
The dating app commercial, and I thought Dusty did amazing. Dusty was in a straitjacket and was an absolute nutball.
It was what, Fibster?
Yeah, it was Fibster.
Fibster. That was he was probably the best one in their group because like the other ones were kind of like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm. And again, I don't feel like Dusty got the credit for how well she did.
I think it's because everybody else was either so much better or so much worse that Dusty was just kind of like...
in the middle.
Oh, you're okay. It's fine. There's not a story to tell here because, like, you did fine.
They didn't even show Dusty when she was, like, filming it.
When they were filming it. Yeah.
It kind of irked at me a little bit because I was like, you showed every single other person filming theirs except for Dusty.
I think, like I said, it was because he did fine and all the others in his group were just, like, terrible.
Yeah, it's true.
So...
But I feel like if somebody does well, you should...
Well, I mean,
celebrate
they have, like,
bit.
96 queens right now, so, like, they have to divide their time.
That's true. That's true.
Like, they didn't show a lot of some of the other queens. I don't remember half of them right now. Because they all look the same.
Small blonde woman.
Which one was that?
Is that Aquaria?
Yeah.
Or is that Cracker? Or is that...
But that was a...
What's the other one? The other blonde.
Which one?
The
Aquaria,
muscles.
Cracker, Cameron. I actually really like Cameron.
Cameron has grown on me quite a bit. This last episode, I was like, oh, Cameron's cool.
I mean, everyone else is, like, thirsting after Cameron and as a boy. And I'm not super into, like, lots of muscles.
It's all them tattoos.
I mean, he's cute, but whatever. Like, he's not my type, you know? Mm-hmm. I don't really have a type, but I know when you're not my type. And
I know who your type was. Calorie!
I had a crush on... I still have a crush on Calorie. Mm-hmm. I'm a big loser, but if you want to just, like, kind of make out a little bit when you come to town, it's cool. I'll do it. It's because she's got a cute smile.
She's going to be listening, and she's going to be like, I'm going to write this down. So it's Travis Harrison, Louisville, Kentucky. Don't mind if I do.
You know how I feel about dimples.
I know.
You've seen her as a boy with the dimples.
Yes.
Come on.
You love them dimples. If I was a gay man, I would go for Bendela.
Yeah, Bendela's cute.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, what were we talking about? I don't even remember. Apps?
Dating App 3
No, we were talking about Cameron because Cameron's grown on me, but Cameron...
Oh, yeah, Cameron has
sexy.
definitely grown on me. And whenever Cameron first came out, I was having trouble having the illusion. You know what I mean? Like...
Because of the muscles.
Right. And it took me a little... I think it was because she came out with the breastplate. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh!
Yeah. See, Cameron has an extra challenge that the other queens don't have. Because she is so muscly. Mm-hmm. So what she does a lot of times is she has to put on a full bodysuit to smooth out her muscles.
Right.
And so sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
You know what she should do? Is she should just own that and, like, come out as, like, a female bodybuilder one time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure she will. You know.
Isn't she a bodybuilder outside of...
I don't know if she's a full-on bodybuilder. I know she's just really into fitness.
I thought she was. I might be wrong.
She owns being a muscle queen. I will say one thing she does very well is kind of like witchy drag.
Yes.
Because she came out in that feather runway. It was very Maleficent. I was like, wow, that's really good. I liked it.
I didn't.
I don't think, yeah, you didn't like it.
I didn't.
I'm not sure what your issue was with it.
There's too much on the face.
See, I liked it.
I don't like things glued to faces.
I like it when it's well done and it's like an illusion. And I felt like she was like a crow witch. It wasn't like Kennedy Davenport, which bless her, but she's always gluing like rhinestones and clams and stuff to her face.
Just stop. That's my. I don't like things glued to your face. I mean, I don't mind little polka dots. You can put little polka dots on there all day long, but I don't want to see like giant jewels glued to your face. I don't know. I feel like it takes away from all the hard work of the makeup.
Well, I feel like if it's part of the look and it doesn't look clunky, it's seamless, then it's fine. Like if you're doing a character like, oh, I'm an ice queen, here's ice crystals growing out of my face.
See, now that's fine because it's more like special effects. You know what I mean? But if you're doing an elegant thing,
it's just like you're in a gown and then there's rocks on your face.
Yeah, I'm like, why? What are you doing? You're ruining
I get that. Yeah,
that drives me nuts.
Yeah,
it does. I didn't really get a good look at Cameron while she was up there. I would have to look back at the outfit again because there were moments where during that episode I was too busy looking at other people to try and like see what they were doing.
I really liked it because I'm a big fan of the Final Fantasy games.
Yes.
And she looked kind of like a witch from one of those games. And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Like
I also like that she's very nice.
Yeah. You wouldn't think that she'd be.
I would. Most of the time people that have a lot of tattoos are very sensitive. This is something...
I'm not talking about tattoos. I mean, like, when you're, like, raw and you know it.
But there's that switch over that happens, you know? Because I know a lot of people who have a lot of muscles and they're like, I'm a brute, blah, blah, blah. She doesn't have that look about her. She's got that thin physique with some muscle and then tattoos. And any time that I have seen anybody that has had that, they've always been very sensitive and soft-spoken. And she is exactly like that.
I will say... We were just talking about this earlier. She's from Nashville.
Oh, I knew she was from Nashville.
She was from Nashville.
Without even knowing.
Because she's a play... I think she's a playgirl in Nashville, from the Play Bar in Nashville. And we have a play up here in Louisville. And so all of those queens kind of hang together.
Yeah.
So they all kind of paint their face the same.
Yeah.
And they might go to the same doctor. You know, the lips. the plump lips.
A little poke.
So
do you think I should do that?
No.
I would look so good.
I'd
look like Angelina Jolie.
Here's the thing, guys. It's your body. You do what you want with it. Who am I at the end of the day?
You think it look good, though?
I don't know. I just don't really... I don't like the lip injections. Unless you do it right. There is a rare occasion people get, like, the right amount in there, and it looks fine. But most of the time,
they have
especially these queens, are like, it's gonna look so good with my lipstick, and they just get so much. It looks like they just attached like a tire pump to their lips.
It's like, what did you do?
What happened?
You were so cute. It's like when people start looking like cats.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Dream.
It's too much. It's too much. Yeah, they go from like looking like Meg Ryan on City of Angels
to Meg Ryan now.
And you're like, oh no.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
That is such a good movie. I love that movie.
Such a good soundtrack. Talk about one of the best soundtracks of the 90s.
That movie was so healing for me. Like, I can't even tell you. I know this has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but it was so healing. I have really bad PTSD, and I was having a complete meltdown one day, and I put that movie in, and there was just something about that movie that just clicked for me, and I was like, if these angels are around all the time, even when you're dying, it's not that scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The only thing that kind of bothers me about that movie is I wouldn't imagine...
Was it when he was lusting after her in the bath? Because that was creepy.
Just him in general.
Oh, yes.
Like, if I was going to imagine a beautiful angel that's here to look out for me, I'm going to imagine Nicolas Cage, of course.
Well, angels actually have like 12 heads, so...
Okay, well,
12
you
heads
can,
and lion
out of those 12
bodies
heads, you can at least pick a good one, and not the Nicolas Cage one.
That was my Nicolas Cage breathing.
You should do like your Nicolas Cage / Jodie Foster / was it George Bush /
Yeah, George W. Oh my gosh. What does a peach taste like to you? No, it's a pear. What does a pear taste like to you?
Snap out of it. I'm like,
Shh. He, whenever I do, that's the only difference for him and someone else is he's got a lot more. Shh.
I still feel like it sounds exactly like Jodie Foster.
It's because it is Jodie Foster. There's a movie, Nim's Island, that my nephew swears up and down I am in that movie, and it's Jodie Foster. And I'm like, I don't look like Jodie Foster. He's like, Erin's in this movie!
What, do you do your Jodie Foster voice a
No.
lot?
No. He's thought that I was in that movie since he was a small child.
That's what, you don't even look like Jodie Foster. Is it like a live action movie?
It is a live action movie.
Yeah, I don't.
And she's absolutely panicked the entire time. Maybe it's because she's panicked all the time. Maybe that's it.
I'm just having some really bad panic attacks.
But you
right
know what? My sister actually agrees with him. If I look like anybody, it's gonna be Elijah Wood. Come on.
Well, maybe it's one of those things where it's just like from a certain angle, at a certain point, it's like if they pause it just right, it's like,
But I mean, why would he say, "Oh, you're in this movie"?
It's like a subconscious thing. Because like I do that sometimes too. Where I'm
Even
just like,
today, though.
you look like this person, and they're like, you're on all kinds of crack.
Yeah, yeah. I remember one time I gave my sister a Christmas present, and it was The Good Son with Elijah Wood and Macaulay Culkin in it. And I took a picture of my own face, and I taped it on top of Elijah Wood's face, and no one noticed.
Oh, you have kind of like a little bit of baby Macaulay Culkin too.
I do.
You can be like the good sister.
I'm like a little 90s boy.
Just Photoshop yourself in the background like, I'm the missing link.
Here I am. Macaulay Culkin does have a little sister, and she is in The Good Son with him.
Weird.
Yeah, his little sister's in that. It's pretty good. Yeah. Macaulay Culkin looks like my cousin, Michael, 100%.
Michael E. Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin. It is Macaulay Culkin. You caught me! He's my cousin! It is my cousin! Yeah, Macaulay Culkin wore drag one time in Party Monster.
I love that movie. it's
a good
the true
movie.
story of Michael Alec and James St. James.
I haven't seen it in such a long time. I just remember when I first saw it, I was like, good for them.
It's so... I'm obsessed with like 90s club kids.
Yeah.
Like I've seen all the documentaries and like all the Party Monster, yeah. Like I just think it's such an interesting time.
Yeah.
Like just like where like they're having a lot of fun. They're doing a lot of drugs, but like they're putting on a a latex face mask and like 10-inch eyelashes. They're like, I'm beautiful.
Let's do this.
And they're like just doing ecstasy and dancing to Crystal Waters.
They do what they want.
love it.
See, there's a lack of that in television shows now. Like, everything is so melodrama, whereas in the 90s, everything was just hyper-emotion all the time. You know what I mean? I miss it. I miss emotions in TV.
I do too.
It's so upsetting. That's why we're going to write television shows and make them good.
We have a couple ideas we're working on.
Yes, we do. And they're going to be hilarious.
Yeah.
Get ready to laugh your balls off.
It's literally just going to be about us.
Yeah. It's going to be about us.
But it'll be funny.
It's going to be so funny because we're not funny. But we're going to be funny on that. I'm just kidding. We are fucking
I think we're funny.
We're the funniest of the funnies.
I listen to our podcast just by myself.
And you giggle because I do
lot.
that too. I've had people text me, and it's usually Clint. Hi, Clint, if you're listening.
Hey.
Clint usually texts me, and he's like, that episode made me blush.
Well, I had,
And I'm always like, what about that episode made you blush?
talking about Scottish penises all the time.
Yeah.
I actually had somebody message me out of the blue last night.
Yeah.
And they were like, I really liked your podcast. It's somebody I don't ever talk to.
Who was it?
His name is Michael. Hi.
Hello, Michael.
He listened to our podcast and he was like, you could tell you guys have chemistry. I'm like, yeah.
You and Titus?
Yes, me and your turtle. because you're not here.
My turtle's name is Titus Andromedon from Kimmy Schmidt. Thank you.
No, he said that you can tell you guys have chemistry.
Oh. It's because we're besties.
We've known each other since we were like 12, 13.
Yeah.
When
we've had time to build rapport.
I used to get kicked out of math class.
Because of me.
Because because like they would catch me laughing instead of her.
I was small and you sat in front of me.
Yeah, I've always been 6'2" and 300 pounds.
It's true.
So
it's true.
Like we were just talking about the other day when we were talking about like Dustin and stuff that he went through in high school.
Yeah.
Where I feel like I wasn't really bullied as much as I could have been because I was always 300 pounds,
right.
6'2".
Well, I brought that up because you were like, well, if somebody did that to me, I'd just be like, no. And I'm like, I would say no to people, but they didn't take me seriously because I look like a small little child.
Like a child.
I'm a small childlike girl.
I'm a hulking person.
I cannot tell you all the people that are like, I'm going to pick you up and move you. I'm like, I'm just going to hit you.
Because there were a couple times when like jocks would come up to me and be like, hey, faggot. I'm like, yeah. And they'd be like, okay, just so you know.
Just so you're aware that you are definitely a gay man.
I'm a gay man.
And do they not understand that a fag is a cigarette?
It is. Or a bundle of sticks.
One or the other.
It's because we're flaming and we like wood.
Ooh.
Ah!
Simmer. That's good.
Burn.
Burn. Yeah. Let's talk about episode 4. Yeah.
But no, episode 4 was the end of the world.
The global warming ball.
Yes. They had to do 3 looks, which it's ridiculous because they did it early in the season. They do this challenge every season too, but they do it when it's top 4, when it's not as many people.
Right.
There was 33 runway looks.
I actually felt kind of bad for Dusty in this one.
Yeah.
Because I feel like making the clothes isn't his strongest suit. I'm not saying he's bad at it. No. I'm just saying that
he's better at like acting challenges and comedy.
Yes, exactly.
He's a Broadway queen.
Exactly. He's a Broadway queen, and I feel like if he had gotten something else that was more towards acting, he would have stuck around. But Dusty went home on this one.
Yeah.
But
have you heard what he was going to do?
He was going to do Dot.
Well, no, not for Snatch Game. Oh. Well, they wouldn't allow him to do Dot anyway.
I don't even care. Just knowing he was going to pull out our childhood made me so happy.
Yeah, no, when you do Snatch Game, they don't allow you to do licensed characters. Which is why
just libation.
Which is why you have to have a workaround and be clever and be like, I'm playing the actor.
I'm playing Maggie Smith.
No, but like for his lip sync, he said he was gonna pull out a razor and start shaving his head, but he forgot the razor backstage.
Oh no!
Yeah.
How would you do that with a wig?
Just rip off your wig and start shaving your head. Cause he had a short wig on.
Huh.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was picturing it and I was like, interesting. I felt like the lip sync wasn't really towards Dusty either.
Yeah, I don't know how they do lip syncs. Mm-hmm. It is a show where it's kind of shady, where they...
Well, I mean, they have producers, and they have a certain story arc that they would like to show. Yeah. You know, and I just felt like they wanted him to go home. Yeah.
Well, like I said, I feel like he played his card a little early. Because they like a story, and then he told a story, and then they didn't know what else to do with him, I think. But, you know, I mean, it doesn't matter. He's gotten on the show.
I don't know if that's it in particular. I mean, because Blair told her story. And...
She hasn't really told all of her story yet. She was just like, you know, I'm close to my mom, and that was it. We're sort of religious.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
You know? And that, I mean, to be fair, like, that led up to a good moment to tell the story. Right. And to kind of, you know, set the scene and the emotion and whatnot. But, like I was saying, you know, I mean, it doesn't matter. He got on the show. I watched his Instagram go from 4,000 followers to over 160,000 followers in a week.
I was so happy for him. Get it! Get it,
That's
Dusty!
insane. I don't know. That stresses me out. Because I do have a lot of Instagram followers, not like under 6. I have a couple thousand.
Yeah.
For slutty reasons.
One time I stumbled upon yours.
Yeah,
I was
it's
like,
super
"Whoa!"
slutty.
I was like, you're hiding it.
Super
so I was like, I'm
slutty.
just gonna...
not hiding it.
No, you were hiding
Was it private at the time?
it.
Oh, it.
Penis.
Yeah. I don't do many pictures like that anymore because I feel exploited now.
I know. You want them to love you for you.
Because, like, here, like, now I'm
Travis,
doing,
you're a doll, and they should love you
now
for
I'm
you.
doing stuff that I like to do. Like, I'm doing a bunch of art. I'm doing this podcast.
Yeah.
We're writing stuff.
Yeah.
I'm doing cool stuff now. And I want people to think that that stuff is cool.
Right.
And, like, whenever I post, like, hey, here's something I drew for, like, 12 hours today. It gets, like, 2 notes. And then, okay, fine, here's my tits. It's like 300 notes in 30 minutes.
It's like, show me more of those!
I'm just like, and then I'll make a post. I'll be like, "Hey guys, I'm really proud of this. Will you like this or check out my stuff?"
And they're like,
yeah, they don't really care.
They're
And then
like,
I'll
"Where's
post
your
like
penis?"
how I'm sad. Like I'll post a picture of just my face. Like I'm sad because like I'm trying to do stuff. Like I feel like I'm not being heard. And they're like, "That's cool, but you're really hot. Can I see more?" I'm just like, "Shut up, shut up." It sounds so weird because I mean. Look at my nerdy 30s picture. I do look kind of trollish.
no.
But, like, there's a market for that, you know?
People like
for chubby,
that.
balding dudes. And
It's
I
okay.
market.
I put out my book, and I made a promo video for it. And I was watching as I put my promo video up. I got, like, maybe 3 likes and a couple shares, and I realized 2 of them were me sharing it. And then
One of them was me.
One of them was you. And then I put up a meme that I just shared on someone else's page. 8 people liked it, and then I've had like 6 shares on it. And I'm like,
it's so hard to get stuff that you care about out there.
I feel like there's a lack of support for people. People on the internet just want to post things that are about them.
Yeah.
Not about someone else. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I'm trying, like, because, I mean, there are times when I can fall into that trap, too. But, like, every time you post something, I try to share it.
Right.
I share it to all of our pages, too.
Yeah.
And, anything that other artistic people that I'm kind of trying to support and be proud of, I try to post stuff about them, too.
Yeah.
Because I know the hustle is rough. And I don't want to be like one of those fake people that just like, I'm going to buy 100,000 followers and spam people.
Exactly.
Like, I don't want to do that. I want to do it the right way, but it's really hard, you know?
It is
like,
really
we've
hard.
been chipping away at this for, since August of last year?
Yeah.
We only have like 130 followers on Facebook.
Yeah, and it's been 130 for quite a while.
Yeah, and I spam out all of our stuff.
Yeah, I do too. And it's just kind of like,
It's just like, I mean, we're not trying to be like, you're stupid and you don't follow us. But, like, at the same time, we put a lot
it's like, you're stupid and you don't follow us.
we put a lot of work into this, and
It's
we're very
true.
proud of it.
Yeah.
And, it's something that we like to do.
Yeah.
And it just, sometimes it feels like, it's not appreciated. So, I mean, I guess that's why we're so supportive of Dustin, because, like, I'm sure he's had that too.
Oh, absolutely.
And, like, he made it big with his art, and we're happy for him. Like, it's rare.
He's proof that somebody from our area, which is a small bumpkinville,
It is.
can get out there and make it.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of him. And I want so many good things for him. And I want good things for everybody.
I do
you
too.
know, and I really feel like the things we do on here are super fun. And
Yeah, I feel like we're our authentic selves here.
yes.
I don't ever put on an act.
That's my thing with most podcasts is I always feel like they're putting on a voice.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
But see, with our podcast, we're actually laughing at things because we're laughing. We're not fake laughing.
Right.
You hear Erin's cats puking in the background and Mitch falling over in the background, and we
Yes.
rarely cut that because of whatever. That's our life.
Exactly. And you need to know that's our life.
Yeah, we're just complete emotional wrecks of people. And you should know that.
We're scoundrels and disgusting. But we're lovable.
Disgusting, lovable scoundrels.
That's it. I'm gonna write it down.
TM. Copyright.
Disgusting, lovable scoundrels.
She's just writing some stuff in a notebook.
For no reason.
It'll make sense later. Maybe.
We'll call it the DLS.
That just sounds...
It sounds like a computer.
It sounds like it might be code for something.
DLS.
Dirty.
Down low services.
I was gonna say like dick licking slats.
I love that shows the difference of our thought process. Down low services. I'm so filthy, and then you're like dick licking sluts.
Yes.
So good. So good. Did we talk about episode 5 yet?
We have not. We didn't even really talk about episode 4, which is the end of the world ball with 33 looks. Dusty went home. It was really sad. I loved Aquaria's looks.
I loved Aquaria too.
She looked like a straight up comic book every time. Mm-hmm. And even though I might not personally love her, I love her style.
Yeah. I think her style it's very Lady Gaga mixed with a comic book.
It is. I loved it.
Yeah.
I immediately painted a picture of it. It's crappy. It was like I did it in like 15 minutes.
I liked it.
But it's really cool.
I liked
Did
it.
I
I
post it on
thought it was
Facebook? I
pretty.
probably did.
You did. You posted it. Well, you posted a couple.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was Aquaria.
I post a lot of stuff on my Facebook.
I gotta tell you though, she has great style.
She does.
I burped.
Our very real raw podcast.
Get ready. Here comes another. No, I'm kidding. Something that I've noticed though, I love Blair, but Blair is always doing the same thing.
Every episode.
I want to see Blair come out of that oppressed, drunk woman that's stuck at home in the 50s.
They were doing their scene planning in this last episode. She was like, I don't know, I just want to be like a housewife. Maybe she's a little sexy. She's a housewife.
And sometimes she's about to say something naughty, and then she's
doesn't,
like, no.
Because she loves Jesus, because she's a housewife. And I'm just like, wow, that's very out of your box.
I've not seen anything quite so alarming from you.
I think Mitch kind of summed up her style last week when he was like, she always looks like she's in a 60s like Sears catalog.
Yes. Always. And I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that style. That style is beautiful.
She looks really good in it. She just doesn't adapt her style for the challenge.
I feel like she's always just Blair St. Clair, and it's never Blair as a space person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's good to know your brand, I guess.
Right.
But like, you know, everybody else is like for the winter runway for that. Everyone else is like, I'm going to do like an ice princess who's holding icicle knives or something.
Yeah.
And it's coming out in the 60s winter coat.
Look at my winter coat. This looks nothing like what I wore before this.
Which
it looked like everything that she's wearing.
Yeah.
before that.
I like her look. I just want it to be adapting to the challenges. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. Because, I mean, she's got so much potential, but I just want her to flourish in what RuPaul is giving her to do.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. Instead of being one note.
Yeah.
Come on, girl.
Yeah. I feel like...
Because she's beautiful. Like, the transformation from tiny little boy...
Yeah, she does look like a full woman, like when she's in drag from like a 12-year-old boy.
I feel like she could go far, and
I think she'll be out at Snatch Game.
You think so? Is it because she didn't do well when they were improving? Mm-hmm. I worry about Vixen as well because Vixen didn't do well with improving either. Because Vixen was so focused on the fact that her partner wasn't picking up on her cues. Mm-hmm. In improv, you gotta just go with it. You have to say yes. So if they're not picking up on your cues, do something else. You know?
I feel like, because like Monet's been in the bottom a lot, I feel like Monet's gonna actually pick back up.
Yeah.
And then Blair and Vixen are gonna go soon.
That's probably true.
Maybe Cameron, but Cameron keeps surprising me. But yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Who's your top?
I don't know. Miss Cracker.
Yeah.
She's my favorite.
Yeah.
I feel like Aquaria is gonna be there. Mm-hmm. And I want to say Asia, maybe? Asia?
I really like Asia. I like Asia. I like Cracker. I think Eureka's got a lot going on, too.
I like Eureka. I'm not sure if she can go all the way.
I want her to go all the way, though. And here's why. She's different.
She is different.
And I like that.
She does stand out from the pack. And it would be a good Cinderella story because, like, I went home last season because I had to go.
My knee. I busted
this
it.
season, I came back and I rose like a phoenix.
Yeah, well, she kind of did that this episode because it was the 5th episode that she went home last time. And then this time she won the challenge.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes she does get in her own head.
As a sexy baby.
I'm very sexy baby. So sexy.
Stop the sexy baby act. Sorry.
So sexy.
I'm a very sexy baby.
It creeps me out.
It is really creepy. But anyway, continue as you were.
I just think that Eureka might end up self-defeating herself. I think she'll get in the top...
3, 4?
Yeah, 5,
Yeah.
6. Just the top half.
How many people are left?
Oh, girl. I don't know. We started at 14.
Hold on. I got the list
9,
here.
I think.
We've got... I'm sorry, I put Vangie. I literally wrote it across the page.
Yeah.
Vangie. Okay, we got Monique. Monique just went home.
Mayhem went home.
Mayhem went home? Mayhem.
Yeah,
There's so many M names.
All the M names.
Oh, it's confusing me. So we got Monique, we got Monet, we got Hamera. Is that Cameron?
Cameron, yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
okay. Blair. I wrote Hamera for some reason. Mayhem, Eureka. Mayhem went home. Oh, I gotta work that out. I'm trying to learn everyone's names. It's very difficult. Okay. And then we got Vixen, Asia, and Aquaria. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 8.
I feel like you're missing somebody.
Am I missing someone?
You say Eureka?
Yeah.
Say Vixen.
Yeah.
Mayhem.
Yeah.
Which just went home.
Mayhem just went home.
Oh, so you're counting. Well, no,
Mayhem's
because we
gone.
should still have 9. Because they started with 14, and this is episode 5.
So who am I missing? Oh my gosh, it's like whenever somebody tells you to list the 7 dwarfs, and there's always one that's gone.
Okay, so first episode Vangie went home. Second episode, Calorie went home. Third episode, Yuha went home.
Yeah.
Fourth episode, Dusted. Fifth episode, Mayhem. Okay, so those are the ones that are gone.
Yeah.
So left are, I'm going to get them out of the way so I don't get them confused. Monet and Monique. Asia. Aquaria. Eureka. Cameron. Cracker.
Cracker! Cracker's not on here.
Okay.
Cracker's my favorite.
I know.
I don't have Cracker down. That's probably why. Because I remember Cracker. Even though Cracker and Aquaria confuse me. 90% of the time. Huh?
It's so confusing.
It is confusing, but I'm starting to be able to tell them apart, but it's just because I'm learning their different quirks, because it's more personality that I'm learning now.
Yeah.
That's how I remember people.
Aquaria's the younger, cocky one.
Right. I will remember people's personalities versus their names.
Yeah.
It's very hard for me. Okay, so Cracker. Let me write down Cracker. I underlined it. You're welcome.
Yes.
I'm taking this very serious.
Well, I mean, every time we watch Drag Race, she takes a lot of notes. Because last time she wanted to learn a lot about the culture. And this time it was just more like, hey, let's talk about the actual show.
Oh, my knee hurts. Okay, sorry. I'm an old woman. Oh, it's because of Eureka. That's why my knee hurts. I wonder if it's the same knee. It's not the same knee.
I think it's this one.
Was it lefty? Because it's lefty that's hurting me.
Yeah. So,
Eureka, I'm feeling for you.
because if I remember, she did this. She jumped into a split, and her knee popped.
Ugh. 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 I could never do a split even when I was younger. I'm not even going to attempt it now.
Yeah, they did like a cheerleader challenge.
Oh, gosh.
And none of them were athletes.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're going to do full-on splits and backflips and shit.
It's like, okay,
Right?
I'm gonna die.
Which sucks because now they're never going to do another physical challenge. And one of my favorite challenges they've ever done was like an 80s women's wrestling league.
Was it like Glow?
Yes, it was exactly like Glow.
That's good stuff.
Which is one of my favorite TV shows. It's coming back next month.
Ooh.
For season 2.
Ayo.
Oh, so good. But it was based on Glow, yeah.
That's awesome.
But it's one of my favorite challenges. Let's talk about episode 5 real quick.
Okay. My brain's starting to glaze.
So episode
Let's
5
do this.
was Bossy Rossi. Dustin was gone.
This one's been my favorite so far, by the way.
Because you like it when there's like a conceptual TV show.
I do. That's one of my favorite things.
Because like I feel like
RuPaul show
Bitchler
does.
was like one of your favorites for
Yes.
All Stars.
Yes. I loved Bitchler. Also, I just love Rossi. I love Rossi.
Yeah, he's really good.
I just want to hug him.
Yeah. I didn't like him for a while because like I thought he was like just a little too much. But like I've grown to appreciate him.
It's
Plus,
like the guy on Queer Eye.
well, yeah. Plus I've gotten older and I
Yeah.
realize now that I'm older that I don't need to be shaming feminine things.
Right.
Clearly, while I'm watching
Thank you.
Drag Race.
Which is just a big celebration of feminine things.
Yeah. But I like Ross.
I do too.
I like
Bossy Rossi.
I like how he interacted with Mrs. the Pickle. He's like, is there a hole in the bottom of that box? And she's like, absolutely.
Absolutely. I liked it whenever Ross stuck his hand in and pulled out a banana.
It's a banana. I like how he went up like Oprah. Banana.
You get a pickle, and you get a pickle.
Pickle.
That was the best part when everyone got a pickle.
And I
in
like
the
how
crowd.
when he got serious, so he was just like, I have to tell you something. Your husband, the cactus, has been sleeping with another woman. Been cheating on you.
He was the best part. He really was. Because, like, if I would just remember, he made Vixen laugh.
He did.
Like, and it was something that was just really cheesy, too.
Yeah, it's something about bacon.
Yeah. And he was like, she couldn't keep it. She couldn't keep her straight face because she was trying to be, like, really upset up there. Nah. She laughed.
Yeah.
And then Ross was like, are you okay?
It's probably got to be hard to keep your straight face with Ross. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's just such a cartoon.
He is.
I love it.
Yeah.
I do. I love it. Oh, and I love that Arlene from True Blood was on this one. I never remember her actual name, but I really like that.
Shania Twain.
Miss Shania Twain was on there.
Yeah. Did she do better than she did on Dancing with the Stars?
She did much better than she did on Dancing with the Stars. When she was on Dancing with the Stars, she was petrified. And I think it's because on Dancing with the Stars, it's a live show
live.
in front of a live audience. And she is notorious for her stage fright. So anytime that she started to say something, she would stutter and stop and look back and forth between the other judges. And then, oh goodness, what's his name?
Which one? Is it the crazy Italian gay one?
Yes, what's his name?
Bruno Tagnoli!
Bruno, thank you. When Bruno would just like kind of look to her and like pat her back and be like, "You mean this?" And she'd be like, "Yes."
He scares
and
me
she would
sometimes.
just like look at him, just like, "You are my savior," just like in that split second. And then she'd go back to talking, and then she'd forget what she was saying again, and he'd be like, "This." It was just a lot of him helping her, and it was very sweet of him.
Very loud.
He is very loud, but I like him. She did a lot better on this one because it was just in front of the girls and it was just in front of the other judges.
Yeah.
You know, it's a smaller set, and I feel like Rue probably made her feel more comfortable because it wasn't so much on her. She just got to chime in instead of her actually being the center of attention for a couple of minutes critiquing someone. You know, it was a group effort.
Yeah.
But yeah, she does not do well in front of crowds.
I love it when the judges are terrible, though.
I do
like
too.
Courtney Love.
Oh man, I would watch Courtney Love on that show
Oh my
every day.
God. You should watch. Eventually, we'll have to loop you back around to watching the other seasons.
Does anybody ever do Courtney Love on the Snatch Game?
No, but they should.
They should do Courtney Love. She would be awesome.
The closest we ever got was Adore doing Anna Nicole, which was hysterical. I don't know.
One party.
I don't know if I could taste like.
It's like, what? Did you ever see her sex tape?
I probably went out of my way not to.
I saw clips of it. I didn't see the whole thing, but it's literally just her rolling around in bed, and she's like, "I'm sexy."
I have seen a softcore porn she did for like Cinemax one time. It's so funny. So it's just like her rolling around. She looks fucking blazed,
stoned out of her mind.
But it's still like professionally shot, so she's just like in soft white lighting, rolling around in her like all crisp white bed.
She's always rolling around. Always.
And she's like, when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I like to do is masturbate. Like, and she goes down, like she gets like a husky voice, masturbate. Oh, God rest her soul.
Oh, I love her. I used to watch her show on E all the time because she was such a mess.
Gimme.
She just in the middle of a crowded room, she would just lay on the floor and be like, "Oh my God, I'm so tired. Just take me to bed." And she would like look, I think his name was Larry. I want to say his name was Larry. And she would like look up at this guy who's got like brown hair and he's like hanging over like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "I just need my medicine and go to bed." I don't know why, but she turned into Bill Cosby in my voice. "I just want the pudding." But yeah, it was really good. I watched her show all the time. And her son was so quiet. Mm-hmm. And like anytime his mom was being ridiculous, he would just sit there like stone cold faced.
That's so sad. They're all gone.
I know.
Her daughter lives in Louisville.
Yeah.
No.
She does indeed.
With Larry.
Larry David.
Not Larry David.
Is not his name?
It's Larry
Burkhart.
Burkhart. Burger.
Larry Burger. Larry
Cheeseburger.
Larry Cheeseburger.
That man.
I will say though that he's been getting her photo shoots and stuff, and I'm like, please don't put her down that road.
Yeah.
I don't
know. They've been kind of private for a while.
Yeah.
Recently, I don't know.
I don't know. It's like it feels Jean Bonnet to me, and I really don't want a Jean Bonnet thing happening with that little girl.
That would be in terrible taste, but I want to see someone do.
Jean Bonnet? Why?
It would be so horrible, and so dark.
It would be terribly dark. I probably laugh hysterically. Funny. I would feel so bad for laughing though.
It would be like an uncomfortable laugh that you just couldn't help, but like, oh my God.
Anytime I'm trying to think of names of people that sound the same, I can never get them right. So Jean Bonnet, Anne Boleyn, and then that chef. What's her face?
Gordon Ramsay.
No, she's got like that crazy white hair that sticks up everywhere.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I have no idea.
It's like something Boleyn really or Berlin lesbian. Or yes.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
She's really mean. I watch her on like competition shows, and she's just like
she is.
She just says mean stuff all the time.
Although she's kind of a genius because like not too long ago she opened a restaurant that was Cheeto themed.
What?
And she just made everything like Cheeto fries and Cheeto burgers and Cheeto pizza. Like she just made lots of crazy whacked out stuff.
And Cheetos are cheap.
It's like so good.
Can I go like hang out with her?
We should.
I just looked up gay chef, female, blonde hair. Her name is...
She's not at the top of the page?
The only thing that's popping up... She's at the top of the page, but they're just calling her peroxide blonde.
So you can right-click it and Google search it.
Girl, what's your name? Anne Burrell. Anne Burrell. I always call her Anne Boleyn, and I'm always like,
Somebody should do her for Snatch
She
Game.
got her head cut off. That's why I was bringing her up, because I wanted...
Who do you think is going to do what on Snatch Game?
I don't know.
Like, who would you like to see you do what?
I feel like Blair is gonna do something from the 50s and 60s.
Yeah,
so it could be Bridget Bardot, could be Twiggy.
Terrible, or like
it could be from Mad Men. What's her face?
Horrible January Jones. The blonde one?
Yes.
That's January Jones.
Okay, I don't know.
Because she was also in X-Men, and she ruined one of my favorite characters.
Let's murder her.
Emma Frost. That was terrible.
I'm sorry.
I think Aquaria is probably going to 100% do Lady Gaga.
Oh, if she doesn't, it's just ridiculous.
But, like, 2 other queens have done Lady Gaga before, and they've done terribly.
But Aquaria is
So-
used to doing Lady Gaga, though.
Yeah, but, like, the problem is, like, how
It's
do you
improv.
make Lady Gaga funny? Unless you just play on how weird she is, but then you have to be clever about it.
Well, what he could do when he is Lady Gaga could play up on the fact that Lady Gaga is a control freak. Could play up on that fact. When she was in the Corbin guy, what's his name?
What?
What's that guy's name? He's that James Corbin.
James Corbin.
When she was doing the karaoke thing with him in the car, she was like, "I'm the boss." So I mean, she could play up on
Yeah,
that.
she maybe she could, because she did. She was the first guest judge last season.
Or perhaps she could put different meats on her body for an outfit
that would
at
be
different
great.
times.
She just starts pulling out a package of bologna and making a dress.
Yes.
That would be fantastic.
Thank you.
That
Thank you.
You solved
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Eureka.
I don't know.
Eureka should be...
What kind of plus size celebrities would be Melissa McCarthy? Maybe. I don't think she could pull it off.
Possibly, like if she portrayed one of the
Melissa
characters.
McCarthy from Bridesmaids or something.
Yes, like if she was from Bridesmaids, or maybe what's that movie with Sandra Bullock?
Oh, fuck. The Heat? Is that what?
Yeah, that's it. That was funny.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that could be a good one.
Yes.
Or maybe Melissa McCarthy from Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
That could be funny. And she could just
Yeah.
talk about ghosts the whole time.
Yeah. Is the Vixen going to be... What episode are they doing it on? I don't know.
I don't know.
I haven't seen the preview
I'm kind
yet.
of disappointed that they haven't done it already because I want to watch it. That's my favorite one.
They might be doing it at top 8.
Make it happen.
So there might be one more episode before
Come
it happens.
on!
I feel like if Vixen lasts that long, she's just going to rely on a bitchy character. Like, I'm going to do Naomi Campbell.
Yeah.
Or something.
I could see her doing Naomi Campbell very well.
I don't know, because like somebody did her last season, actually.
Oh, did they do well?
And they didn't do well. I mean, they didn't do awful, but they didn't do good.
Yeah.
It was
I
just
could
very
see her
middle of the
doing
road.
it well, though. I could. Who could Vixen be other than Naomi Campbell? That's actually the first person that popped in my head.
Yeah, because I just feel like she's going to stay in her wheelhouse. And then get mad that people are thinking she's angry.
Somebody could do Nicki Minaj. Asia?
Somebody's done Nicki Minaj once before, and it wasn't good.
It's kind of hard to make... I know Nicki Minaj is kind of a cartoon, but it's hard to make her funny. It's like Lady Gaga.
It would be...
You'd have to find that shtick.
The right person could make her funny.
Yeah.
Because she is very, like, you know, she has the moments where she goes into her crazy voices, you know, like, and she's like, I am Roman, you know. So they could do that.
Yeah.
They'd have to just do it well.
Yeah. Talk about butts.
I wonder if anybody's going to do that. The new girl, Cardi B, she's like Nicki Minaj, kind of. You heard of Cardi B?
No, I'm an old lady.
Yeah, she's like the new, like, rap girl that everyone's in love with.
What does she rap?
She's very similar to Nicki Minaj, though.
That's
But-
sad. Let Nicki have her thing.
But her personality is a little bit different, because she's kind of like, where Nicki kind of feels scary sometimes. Cardi kind of feels just like, kind of like the, you know, the ghetto girl next door. Like, she's like, oh, I'm gonna go to a cookout. Whatever,
Here we
you
go.
know.
I could hang out with that. All right.
She's kind of the girl that you laugh with, you know. Whereas Nicki, I feel like, would throw a drink in your face.
It's true. It's true. Did you ever watch her on American Idol?
No, I was going to say, I don't think I've ever seen anybody do Mariah Carey. Somebody should do Mariah
That's
Carey.
what I was just about. That's why I was bringing that up. They could have Nicki Minaj and Mariah Carey, and they could fight each other the entire time.
Like they had Shangela do the Divas Live, but they've never had a Snatch Game Mariah.
They should do Mariah. That's the next person I was going to mention. Who could be Mariah?
I don't know. Maybe Monique or Monet.
That's who I was thinking. Monet. I don't know why I did that. Who would Cameron be? Xena?
That would be hilarious.
She should totally be Xena. That would be amazing.
She just flexes and throws frisbees.
Here we go. Oh gosh. Yes.
That would be great.
That would be awesome. Oh, or she could be Leela. Well, no, they wouldn't be able to do...
Yeah, she can't do licensed characters.
Yeah. Well, can't do Xena either, but Lucy Lawless, you could do that.
Yeah, she could, but see, that's the thing. Whereas, like, Dustin was going to do Dot.
Right.
But, like, nobody knows who Stephanie Weir, the
Right.
actress, is.
So it makes it a little different.
but,
People
like,
know who Lucy is,
Lucy
though.
Lawless, people know who she is.
That girl is an icon.
Cameron could get away with doing
Yes.
if
That
he
would be
wanted.
awesome.
That would be hilarious.
I would love that.
I would want him to get up and do the and then like throw a frisbee at RuPaul.
It had to be like a tomahawk or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because she had the little disc thing she always threw around.
Oh, yeah. What was that? It was like a boomerang almost.
It's called a chakram.
Ah, that's it. Yeah. I haven't
But
seen
I just
that
think
in
it'd
so
be
long.
funny for it to be a janky frisbee for her to just be like, rah!
Watch out! Here it comes!
And it just like it falls off of RuPaul.
Here is my war cry!
By Jupiter's God.
That would be amazing. By Jupiter's God. Who would Vangie have been? Vangie.
Jennifer Lopez or Rosie Perez. She would have been great
Ooh!
as Rosie Perez.
She would have been really good. Ooh, or maybe, oh no, she's dead. I don't really... Should we bring that up?
Selena?
No.
Oh.
I was thinking like Left Eye Lopez. Like Lisa Left Eye Lopez
Because
from
they do
TLC.
dead celebrities all the time.
That's
on
true.
there, too.
She could totally
Anna
be a
Nicole
TLC
Smith
character.
was way dead.
That's true.
when
Okay. Oh, my
Edward
butt.
got her.
Oh, I had to move my butt because it was hurting. Who would... What is her name? Yuha?
She said in her interview, her exit interview,
What was it?
she was going to do
Jackie Chan. Oh, who else do you think is going to drag king it?
I don't know. There's usually one every season that's like, I'm going to do a boy. And they're like, you better pack. And like most of the time they're in the top.
What if it's Blair?
That would be funny.
What if Blair is like a little rascal or something?
That'd be so-
That would be amazing.
This is a very niche reference, but 90s kids might get it.
Yeah.
If you remember on All That when they had the little girl, she's like, I'm Ross Perot.
Yes.
She put out the big ears.
I loved her.
Ross Perot.
Oh my gosh, she could totally do that. That would be amazing.
I don't think she's old enough.
She's not old enough at all. She's like, who's Ross Perot?
To be honest,
Let alone
I don't
all
even
that.
remember who Ross Perot is. I just remember that child.
He
I know he
was-
was a politician.
He was running for president, and at one of his, what do you call them? Where they go to the place and they're
a
like,
convention?
no.
Rally?
Their rally. At his rally, he was sitting in the front row, and he fell asleep. He was really into it. He was really into it.
I just remember that little girl. It was because she was always in the Pizza Face sketch.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm Ross Perot.
That was
She
so
would be-
good. I love that prosthetic she had on her face.
Yeah.
So good. All that was all that.
It was great.
All that
It
was all that. Like, and a bag of potato chips.
The best.
I miss it.
That was like drag.
You know what? RuPaul's Drag Race kind of has all that feel to it.
Yeah, where it's just like ridiculous sketches
Yeah.
and stupid comedy.
Yeah. Thank you,
But
RuPaul.
it's a competition instead of a sketch show.
Yeah.
But they do sketch comedy anyway.
Exactly. Thank you, RuPaul, for bringing back the 90s.
Yeah.
RuPaul was big in the 90s.
She was.
Just makes sense.
Work Supermodel came out. I remember the first time I ever saw her. I was
do
on
too.
Arsenio Hall.
I remember that too. I was so excited. And then I saw her on the Brady Bunch movie, and
She was the counselor.
I actually thought RuPaul was a woman.
Yeah, well, I mean, she didn't do like crazy drag. She did,
Exactly.
like, actual
Exactly.
woman drag
And
in
then my mom goes, "That's RuPaul, honey." I kept saying to my mom, I was like, "I love her. I love her."
Yeah.
And my mom was like, "That's RuPaul."
Yeah, I remember.
She was like, "That's a drag queen." And I was like, "A drag queen? Cool." And then she explained a drag queen, and I was like, "Awesome." And she's like, "It's pretty cool."
It is pretty cool.
And then we were like, "Let's watch."
Drag is pretty cool.
Yeah, my mom, I give a lot of my credit of my non-judgmental openness person that I am to my mom. Because my mom's very much so like, yeah, they're cool.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Same. My mom, my grandma kind of did that for me.
Yeah.
Which is so weird because like we had a couple of older gay friends that like they were deeply closeted in the 80s and 90s.
Right.
And we were just like, you know, we have our suspicions. It's fine if you come out to us.
Right, exactly.
And like when they started living openly, they stopped talking to us because I guess they were afraid. And I was like, that's weird.
That's sad.
And the grossest part of this is
What?
I had one guy who's like an uncle to me. Like he's this isn't going to a bad place.
Okay, good. I was like, oh no.
No. I wouldn't
Where
be
did
talking.
he touch you?
I wouldn't be talking gleefully
And I have
about
like
it.
I have like a doll.
No, no. He was like an uncle to me, and he hung out with my aunts and uncles all the time. And he just stopped showing up one day because, like, I guess he was afraid.
Yeah.
Because and
You don't think somebody said something to him, do you?
I know probably what happened in the like early '90s. My dad and my uncles, they were macho '90s boys, so they
Yeah.
would use language that they shouldn't freely.
Yeah.
Not necessarily mean it.
Right.
But that's what boys did. Not that it's acceptable, but
Right.
it was more acceptable back then. Whatever.
Yeah.
So that scared him off, and he just stopped coming around. And then when he came out years later,
Yeah.
I was going through photo albums with my boyfriend, and he's like, "Who's that?" Like he looked at it, he pointed to the picture. He's like, "Who's that?" And I told him the name. He's like, "I had sex with him." And I'm like, "Gross. He used to babysit me." So it's like finding out like your uncle had sex with your boyfriend.
It's weird.
This is weird.
That is weird. I agree with you. That is a strange story.
Yeah. That's very odd. Yeah. Yeah. And so also that's
He must have just liked your line. Like your family heritage line.
Yeah,
There's
well-
just something about them Harrison men.
years later. Well, a couple years later, we went to a gay bar and we ran into him.
Yeah.
He was checking me out the whole night. He didn't know who I was. He didn't know who he was. Who I was. And so then he sat down at the table, and then my boyfriend started talking about me,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh, I babysat him." I was sitting right next to him the whole time. Had no idea who I was. Didn't know that he was referring to me.
What?
And then I just kind of
Your face has not changed.
I just kinda
Like,
spoke
how
up.
does he not know?
Well, I guess it's kind of weird. Like when a child you used to babysit, you don't see him for 20 years.
Well, I guess
and
that's
suddenly
true.
they're sexually attractive to you.
No, yeah.
That's gotta be weird.
I know.
And so like he mentioned something about me. I'm like, well, I'm right here. You could just. And he was like,
He's like, oh no.
I'm
Oh
for it.
no. This is not what I wanted. No
He was so
disassemble.
freaked out. He left very quickly after that. I was like, why? Why?
You're like,
Just hang out.
it's like, you didn't know. It's fine.
Just hang out and have a drink or something. Shit.
Dang. I remember one time I was at Sam's Club and one of my aunt's brothers she's married in, was at Sam's Club and we were walking. I remember he looked at me and he went, like, he kind of like did the chin thing to me and kind of like winked. And I guess he didn't recognize me, but I recognized him and I was like, ugh. And then my mom goes, oh, hey! And then I could see the lights come on that he recognized who I was after that.
Yeah.
And it was just this moment of, you could just see this, like, the horror went through his skin. And I was like, maybe you shouldn't be hitting on random girls that are just walking who are obviously much younger than you.
Let a woman walk!
Let me walk here! I mean, I was probably 16, 17.
That's so gross.
I know, and he was like
So
40,
gross.
and I was like,
It reminds me, my dad was telling me the other day, like, about my little cousin used to work at Hooters.
yeah.
When she was 16.
Oh, God.
First of all, that's problematic.
That is a
in
no-no.
itself.
That is a no-no.
Why would you let a 16-year-old work at Hooters? Like, you know your brand. Mm-hmm. Let them at least be 18.
Right.
That's gross. But he was talking about how, like, one of his work friends went to her Hooters and was talking about how in love he was with this girl, a hostess girl.
Oh,
and he took
no.
pictures of her like a perv. And he showed them to my dad. My dad was like, that's my 16-year-old niece. I'm going to kick your ass.
Oh, yeah, get him!
But the grossest part was, like, he was like 50.
Oh, God.
Like, ew. If you're
Yeah.
that much older, I'm not saying as long as it's a consensual thing, fine. But, like, if you're just creeping on young people, just to be creeping, make sure that they're 18 and maybe not creep.
I cannot tell you how many creep-ons I've had. I cannot even count it.
Don't be a creep.
Yeah, please stop. We don't like it. You're not going to get anywhere with
However,
us.
we like it when you creep on our podcast at the Nerdy 30 Stop Podbean.
Oh, yes, we enjoy that. Creep on that podcast. Don't creep in real life.
Facebook.com/Nerdy30s Podcast.
Yes.
Instagram, Nerdy 30s,
Nerdy 30s podcast. Twitter, Nerdy 30s podcast.
With 30, because the other one was already taken.
Yeah, rude!
By a podcast that is no longer active.
Yeah, so we took their spot because we are awesome. Although there's some lawyers trying to take our spot, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, we're not mountain biking. I'm not sure what that has to do with Nerdy 30.
I don't know.
I'm not saying I don't like you, but I am saying you should probably get another name because...
You don't seem like nerds.
And
You're
if you
lawyers.
are nerds, you need to pose more nerdy things.
Yeah, you're biking. That's not nerdy.
Maybe you have like Spider-Man on your bike.
Now, I want to know, are you like really into bikes? Like, do you know the tractions? And like...
Now you just sound like one of them men at a Comic-Con. Like, name 5 X-Men.
Tell me all about the bike. No, what I'm saying is maybe they're nerdy about bikes.
Okay,
maybe
but
they're just like really
maybe-
hardcore about it.
Maybe change your name to Nerdy About Bikes.
Nerd biker, nerdy biker,
Biker nerds.
nerd bikey,
Nerdy
nerdy
biker nerds.
So we might be changing our name at some point, or contacting them and being like, "Listen, bros, this was ours first, and we took it from someone else."
We didn't actually. It came from like
They've
a
been
Facebook
gone for a
thing.
long time.
But the only thing is, all it's doing is just turning the heat up. We need to get popular. We need to pimp out our stuff.
Wanna be popular. I used to be able to do that.
Pop
You. I used to be able to do it. Pop you.
Now I just want to sing Leanne Rim.
Is that how you do it?
I'm fairly sure you were just like a donkey from Pinocchio.
That's what I was going for.
How long have we been talking? Probably too long.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Well, guys.
We're going to probably cut out a little bit of
Yeah.
like door noises and stuff.
Yeah, because you don't need to hear our doors. Or do you?
But we just had a lot to say because we have a lot of opinions and we haven't done a proper podcast in like 3 weeks.
It's true.
We
do what we do when we do what we do.
It's because last time we were here, we just giggled and wrote down stuff and watched Drag Race.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It's called Life and it's rocking.
Yeah. But, like I said, Nerdy 30s, the nerdy30s.podbean.com. That's where you're probably listening. If not, bookmark it.
If you like this podcast, share it with your friends.
Yeah, favorite us on Facebook, on Twitter. We have 11 followers on Twitter, you guys.
That hurts. One of them is Amy Allen.
One of them is Amy Allen.
Thank you,
who
Amy Allen.
We did interview, and eventually we'll let you know about the interview.
Yeah.
We actually have more followers on Instagram now. It's only like 100-something people, but it's nice.
100-something's better than no something.
Yeah. Yeah. And Cameron Michaels liked one of her posts one time.
Really?
Yeah, it was when we posted the last Drag Race one.
Heck yeah. Cameron Michaels, hey girl.
Hey, girl, hey.
Hey girl, hey. All right, my darlings. Well, we love you. And we'll see you later. Is that a good sign-off? That's a terrible sign-off. Hey,
You know
guys! Well, I'm glad you listened to the Nerdy 30s.
You know what a better sign-off is?
What?
Vangie.
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 Miss.
Vangie.
Miss.
We harmonized.
Miss.
Shaka Khan!
Chaka Khan!